Welcome back to JJW Outdoors. Justin here. Today we are out in the woods. We're going to be talking about another new knot. Here we go. Let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about the Bowline Knot. Now if you go to search the Bowline Knot, call it Bowline Knot. Otherwise, sometimes when you speak it doesn't catch your voice, or if you're spelling it, spell it Bowline. But it's Bowline Knot. Few uses for the Bowline Knot. I'm going to separate these as categories, kind of like houses of the bushcrafting world. So a lot of bushcrafters use it, a lot of hikers use it, a lot of campers use it. Then you have the other communities like your boat communities and your arborist communities. Now arborist community is your tree climbing community. Tree climbing and rock climb, those are going to be all in the same category. So today I'm going to be talking about mainly bushcraft and camping aspect of it, but I also use it a lot in hiking. So I'm going to show you a couple things how I use the knot, and I'm going to show you exactly how to tie the knot. Two different ways, a fast way and a very short way. So stay tuned in this video. Let's get started. I'm going to show you in the back of my vehicle right now, up real close, how to tie this knot before I start talking about its uses. So for this demonstration, I'm going to be using a thicker rope. I mainly use paracord for this knot, but I'm going to demonstrate with the thicker rope so you can see exactly how to tie it. Alright, so now we have our rope. We have our bundle of rope here. So what we want to do is we want to stay away from this side of the rope for a minute. We want to come to our tail end. We're going to go up a good foot. And right here, our tail end is down. So we're going to do thumbs down to grab it. Let me get on the other side. We're going to do thumbs down to grab it like this. Then we're going to cross it up. Just do a little circle. And that's going to create a loop. And when you're looking at this loop, you want your tail end of your rope to be on top of the bottom section of the rope. Now we want to pinch it right there. Then we want to take our tail end. We want to come up through the hole, around the rope, and back through the hole. So you can kind of see already it's forming. Then when you go back through the hole, make sure you have a little bit of a tail end. It's going to look something like that. Then you're going to take this section of the rope and you're going to pull it tight. And there you have the Bowline Knot right there. Here's your fixed loop, here's your knot, and then here's your tail end with all of your other rope. So now we're going to take it, and where the tail end is, we're going to thumbs down. Then we're going to cross it up on top of itself to create a loop. Then we're going to come with this end, we're going to come out of the rabbit hole, around the tree, and back down the rabbit hole. And then we go back down the rabbit hole, leave a little bit of a tail end in there, and you're going to pull your rope. Alright, I'm going to tie that one more time for you. But let's make a little bit bigger of a loop this time. So I'm going to grab a long section of rope this time. I'm going to go thumbs down, grab the rope, twist it up to create a loop that the tail end is on top of your bottom section. Then you're going to take your tail end, you're going to come up through the hole. So pretty much what they say is the rabbit comes up through the hole, goes around the tree, and goes back through the hole. Like so. Then you can pull it tight. Now we have our longer loop here, as you can see, with our knot. So now that we have our Bowline Knot right there, now we want to undo it. I'm going to show you a really fast way how to tie it. So a lot of people say, hey, if you're in the river, floating down the river, you wrap this around your waist, you take your tail end, and you do one of these gizmos. And right there, your knot is tied and it's perfect. Every single time. Just like that. So now someone can tug on it, and what this knot is meant for is not to cinch around your waist. So it can get tucked underneath your armpits like this while someone's pulling you and your feet are down trying to get across the river. I'm gonna show you that really quick. So you're gonna take your tail end in your dominant hand. You're gonna take your end of your rope, your bundle of rope. Then you're gonna take your bundle of rope on the other side of your hand. So in my right hand I have my tail end, and in my left hand I have all the rest of the rope. So now, instead of doing thumbs down, we're gonna kind of do that all at once by holding the tail end. So you're gonna do thumbs down, grab your loop, go up, come up through the hole, wrap around, and come back through. Very, very simple. But for the fast way, all you're gonna do is you're already going to do the wrap around the rope. And that's gonna automatically create your loops. So let me get a bit closer and I'm gonna show you how I did that. So here we have our rope. Instead of creating your loop first, you're gonna create your loop with your hand. So you're gonna go around the front, you're gonna go up, you're gonna go around like this, and this motion here is what's creating your loop. Then you're gonna go around your tail end and then back through, just like that. Now you have created your knot. So a little fast, I'm gonna try to slow it down, but it's so hard to do this with. You're gonna start here, you're gonna go up, and then you're gonna go around, and then you're gonna cross it in front, and then you're gonna go back under, and then right there you're gonna pull tight and you automatically have your knot. There's how you tie the bowline knot. So now we're gonna take the bowline knot and I'm gonna show you exactly why people use the knot. Let me get you over here by this tree. We're gonna tie one around the tree, and then I'm gonna show you why people love this knot so much. So when you're tying around an object, remember how we had our long end facing away from us. So then we go thumbs down, up, go up through the hole and around. Well, this time we want to hold our rope just like we have it, but we want to pass it around the tree first. When we pass it around the tree first, then we can create our bowline knot, just like how I showed you earlier. And when you know you did it successfully, your tail end is on the inside of your loop, and then you have your knot right there. Now what's so nice about this knot is I can put so much low tension on this knot, and there's a breakaway right here. So let me get you a bit closer and I'm gonna show you that breakaway. So if you see here, I pulled it really, really tight. That's a very tight knot right now. But if you flip it around and you see your tail end here, you have this loop that goes over top of your main rope right here. So what you want to do is you just want to bend it down. And when you bend it down, it literally breaks your knot. You see? Super easy to undo. And then the whole thing just comes undone. So let's tie that again really quick. We're going to hold our tail end forwards like this. So we're going to pass it around the tree. We're going to hold our tail end forwards, cross our tail end up, go around, and then make your knot. And that way, you can see your knots right there. Now, this is a great anchor point. So the reason why I like this knot so much is because it's a great anchor point. You can see it's a very, very strong knot. It's not going anywhere. In fact, I'm pulling the tree with me. But yet, it's so easy to undo, and it just comes right undone. And then, if you want to tie it, but say you want to tie it like this, okay? But you want to pass it around the tree still, but you want to get your rope undone without untying your knot every single time. Well, let me show you how to do that. So pretty much, you want to tie your knot just like what I did. Then you want to get a good stick. So you want to get something like this, and it doesn't have to be this big. Here we go. I just picked one up just like this off the ground. So we're going to save this in our pocket for a minute. And now we're going to take our rope that has our knot on it. Like I said earlier, this demonstration, you don't want to undo your knot. So let's get you back to this tree. I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and easy, kind of like deploy system, but with a bigger rope. So here's our knot. Here's our tree. we want to pass our loop around the tree just like this. So instead of pulling all of your rope through like it would be wrapped around a tree, but instead of doing that, you want to pull a bite of rope through, just like what I did. So you just take your rope and you just pull a little section of rope through, just like that. Then you want to take your toggle, you want to put that in there just like that. So what that's gonna do is, you can see our knot's over here, our loop is here. Then we kind of created another little lashing here, but instead of pulling the rope all the way through, we pull the loop through. And then when we pull it tight, our toggle gets caught. Whoops, hold on. When you pull your loop through like this, you want to make sure it's tight against the tree. And then when you pull your stick tight like that, you're going to create a knot. Now, I'm not talking about pulling so much weight on here, because you could break the stick, which you don't want to do that. So, but when you put some tension, then you can come over here and tie it to your other side, whatever knot you want to use for this side. And then when it's ready to undo, pack up, go home, you take your toggle, you pull up, you just wiggle a little bit, pull up, it's out, and you just pull. Super easy. So again, I'm gonna try doing it the other way for you. We're gonna go around, we're gonna take our hand, pass it through the loop. Just pass it through the loop, it's easier. Grab onto your other rope, pull that loop around your hand, so now you have a bite of rope through your loop. Take your stick, pass it through that loop you just created, and pull. And just like that, you created a bite tension knot, and then you can tighten it up by doing that. And right there, you're done, ready to go home, pull up, and it's all done. Now you don't have to worry about undoing your knot at all. So there you have it. There are two ways to use a bowline knot. One as just a fixed loop around the tree, it's stuck, and the other one in a toggle system. Now I'm going to show you what campers would use it for, which is for a tent stake. So now we can get our stick and we can put it in the ground like a tent stake and pass your rope through it or over top of it like that. And now you can tie this to your tent or tie it to your tarp setup or whatever you have. So pretty much what you do is you take your loop, make your loop, and just pass your stake through it. So now you stake this to the ground, and now this goes up to whatever you're attaching it to. There's another way. Let me get some well, actually, I have some paracord right here. So let's get some paracord. And what this paracord is my super easy deploy setup. I just have a small little section of paracord I carry on. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna create that bowline knot with this. I'm gonna show you what paracord does around the tree now. So in the bushcrafting field, this is your most common cordage, this and bank line. Your bank line is more of your expendable line. Paracord you always want to keep. So we're going to pass this around the tree like this. Then you want to create your knot just like you normally would. Your bowline knot. Just like that. Now when you put all your pressure on it, it still has that breakaway back here to undo it. Like very, very easy. So you put all the pressure on it, and you come back here and it just breaks away. Super easy. All done. So paracord works the exact same way as the bigger rope. It's just, it's so hard to see when I'm tying my little knot for you. Look, it won't even focus on it. Well, anyway, so it's so hard just to see. Okay, I created my loop. I'm going up through my loop, around the tree, and the rabbit goes back down the hole, and you pull tight. Now you can kind of see that, but right now it's blurry because the camera won't focus on it, and it's so hard to see that. So that's why I use the bigger rope. But again, you can pass this around. This is where your toggle system works a little bit better, I think, is with a smaller diameter rope. So you pass it, pass your loop through, go up through your loop, and now look at that. you're right there, attached to your tree, all done. Attach this to the other side or whatever you need to, and you're done. And when you're ready to go home, you pull that through, pull it around, all done. And here's another way to use the bowline setup. And the reason why it's so easy to use is because once you figure the knot out, you figured it out. It's not gonna leave your memory, it's not gonna just flip away. It's super easy to tie. I struggled in the beginning a lot with this knot, I really did. But once I figured out, you take your tail end, you take your loop in your long end in the front, and you just create your loop by putting your thumbs down, go up, you make sure your tail end is on top of your loop. That is the hardest part. And then once you figure that out, rabbit goes up out of the hole, goes around the tree, goes back down the hole, and you pull it tight, and there you go, you have your loop. So people in the bushcraft and camping field is, if there's bears around, you want to get your bear bag up in the tree. So a way to do that is you take your rope, toss it up in the tree like so. Ugh. Now you have your, remember, when you do this for a bear bag, you want it to be way up in the tree and out as far as branch as you can. I'm not going to do that right now because I have a little tree right now. So instead of just taking your bag, tying your loop to your bag, and hoisting your bag up, we're going to make it really, really easy. So you remember that toggle system I was telling you about? What you want to do is you want to find yourself a bigger, decent stick, and you want to bring your bag through like this. So there's two ways you can do this. Since I have a satchel, I could just pull the satchel through, put the stick in there, and call it good. Or just how we did to the tree, wrap your rope through, put your loop through and then put your toggle, and right there, now I can hoist this up in the tree just like this with the toggle setup. So now there's no knots included. You already have your knot tied, your bag's way up in the tree. When you're ready to come down, you bring it down, you grab your stick, toss your stick, now you have your bag, you pull your rope over, it's time to go. So super easy, super fast setup. Now with the backpack, I recommend a little bit different with the backpack. So let me get a backpack and I'll get you a bit closer. As you just seen me do, my loop is up in the tree, the bowline knot is tied. So now you want to get your backpack. And instead of tying it to this little loop here that they provide you on the backpack or the handle, it could rip. I recommend doing it straight from the handles. I mean, from the armrest. So get your stick. And now what you want to do is pass your stick through in the middle, get your bag, pass your one end through like this, pass your other arm through like this, make sure that bowline knot is in the middle, and now you can hoist your bag up like this. What that does is it's even out. Let me get you a bit closer. So you can see here, I have my stick that goes through both of the arms, and my bowline knot here is tied in the middle. What that does is it makes even pressure here and at the bottom of the bag, so you can't rip your bag near as easy unless it's super heavy for some reason. But if you hold it from here, that could rip, and you don't want that. So that's how I do it with the backpack. Now with the satchel, your one contact point is your one strap here in the middle. So I just hook it up to the strap, hoist it up. So I hope that was an okay demonstration. I hope you figure this knot out. If I was going too fast, please let me know in the comments below. I will redo this video and post another one. I'll do part 2 on it if I'm going too fast for you. But just remember, tail end down, long end of the rope in front, thumbs down, grab, pull up. Just make sure your tail end is on top of your rope when you're creating your loop. And that is the major problem. That is what I had to figure out in the beginning as well. So then very, very easy from here. Create your loop. Your rabbit comes up through the hole, goes around the tree, and back down the hole. And just like that, you have your bowline knot. So something I wanted to mention really quick is you can also do this to your car. So when you're doing this on a hitch, you want to create your loop, but you want to make sure your loop is a bit smaller because you don't want it to just jump off, depending on what you're hauling. But just like that, it can put so much pressure on this knot, and then it's so easy to just undo. So if you have your hitch and you need to haul, like maybe you have a shelter like I do up here in the woods, you just hook a bunch of sticks up, you make this knot around your hitch, and you haul it all the way up. It makes a really good, instead of an overhand knot. So you've seen me do overhand knots, just wrap around the finger, come up through just like that, an overhand knot. If I were to pull this really tight, it wouldn't come undone very easy. So to tie the bowline knot, it just makes it so much easier, it's so much quicker, and it's just done, just like that. Put it on your hitch, or you put it on your bag, or you put it on something that you need to haul, or maybe you have to climb on the other end. This is a good knot for you to climb. That's what tree climbers use it for. So as an arborist myself, I do lots of tree climbing. I use this knot, but I put a little twist on it. When I use this knot, I make sure I have lots of tail end. And I'll show you why. So what you want to do is you want to create your bowline knot, but you want to leave a good section of tail. So as you can see here, I have a good section of tail. Now I want to create a half hitch. Whoops, can't see that. So you have your knot here, you have your tail end here. Your tail end is on your inside of your loop like I've mentioned before. So now you want to take your tail end, you want to wrap around one section of your loop, come back through and pull tight. Then do that again. As an arborist, I recommend doing this, and it's going to look something like this. These are two half hitches I just tied next to the bowline. What a half hitch does is it acts like a stopper knot. What a stopper knot is it allows the rope not to slip through. So if that knot magically comes undone, which I've used it so many times, I've never seen that knot come undone if you leave enough tail. But if it does happen to come undone, if you don't tie that half hitch, you will fall, or you will drop whatever you're hanging or whatever you're doing. It will fall and it will kill you or break. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this knot. Tie an extra half hitch, which is a stopper knot. Well, there you have it. Your bowline knot, used for arborists, used for bushcrafters, used all around the place. So as an arborist, you want to toss it up and over a tree like this, and I tie this down here at the base of the tree, and I climb up this section of the rope, which I know this knot is wonderful as long as I tie that half hitch. It will never come undone. The rope will have to break before that knot comes undone. And then when I'm using it, it's so easy to undo the knot. If it's cold out, winter, you don't want to just fumble with a knot. This knot comes undone immediately. So there you have it. There is a few ways how to use the bowline knot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, because there are plenty more adventures to come. Now I wanted to show you this knot because we are going to be using it a lot more coming up here in the next couple videos. I bought myself a new tarp, so we're going to do an awesome tarp setup. I hope you are excited about that. I hope you're going to enjoy that video. Please leave in the comments below if you would like me to get that out next Friday. If not, I'm going to post a different video. But if you want to see my tarp setup, leave in the comments below, just say tarp setup, and I'll get that tarp setup out next week Friday for you. I have lots of plans with that tarp setup, so I'm not going to give them all away, but I bought a new tarp, and I hope you're excited about it. So I wanted to show you how to tie the bowline knot, because we're going to be using it a lot more in this tarp setup.